Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Something new here. We're going to play Let's Play Tennis by Plaay.com for the first time. So we might be a little slow here. We're going to use the points by points mode. We'll see how many games we do here. I like to play the best 2 out of 3 games just to get a feel for it and see how it goes. Like I say, I haven't played this yet, so bear with me, and if I make any mistakes and you're in the chat, please let me know. And if you're watching this later and you see anything I did wrong, just leave a comment in the comment area. So the way this starts out is you decide who the higher ranking tennis player is. Borg and Mcenroe is who we got here today, and they're playing on grass. Borg is a 1C and Mcenroe is a 1C. I gave Borg being a higher seed because of all of his qualities as a star rating, meaning that all of his qualities on any surface come up, where Mcenroe has a backhand and a foot fault that come up on different surfaces only. So I gave Borg the higher seed. Higher seed goes down here in the white box. Lower seed goes up here in the black box. And when you're doing point by point, whoever the higher seed is serves for the first game, because whoever serves odd games has a slight advantage. If you get the 5-5, they would be up 6-5 with a shot to get the 7-5 with a service break. So they also, in the point by point, it says that the server gets a chip to start the match on the serving card, and the server gets the bonus of starting every game. So he gets a chip. And the serving player gets that chip on the start of every game. And then the next thing you do is the server rolls 2 dice, a colored dice and a white. We'll use black and white to match the boxes here. And on a roll of 12, you read on the unusual results for a service chart. Otherwise, you check against the server's ace. If it's an 11, he serves an ace. If it's snake eyes and he rolls a 2, he's double faults, and Mcenroe would get the point. If he serves an ace, then Borg will get the point. And then if it's not ace or double fault, you roll 2 dice and you check Mcenroe's return rate, which is a 6 to 10. And if it falls in between a 6 and a 10 on a dice roll, you add the 2 dice together, and Mcenroe returns it, and then it goes over the Borg, and you would do the same thing. You'd have your first volley of the match, and Borg's return rate is a 3 or an 8. And if you roll a 7, it's a, see, if you roll a 7, earns a performance chip. If you roll it on the serve, and it's an automatic winner if he has the service quality. So we are playing on grass, so both of them have the service quality. Matter of fact, both of them have the surface quality underlined. So, and if it's underlined, they would get 2 performance chips. If you roll a 7 on the return, you would look at either the black or white die, depending on which player is hitting the return. Say if it's a black die, and you roll a 5 on the black die, you would look at Mcenroe on his 5th quality, which would be endurance. He has it as a star, so it doesn't matter what surface he's on. He would have a shot at a winner, and you would roll the 2 dice again. If it rolls between a 2 and an 8, it's a winner. If it doesn't, it's out. He misses the shot, and Borg would get the point. If he hits the winner on a 2 or an 8, he gets the point. So let's start this match. In the performance chips, you're allowed to use on, let's see here, performance chips may be used to change a return from just a regular return to a winning return. You would roll then to see if you hit the winner. And a player can hold no more than 4 chips at a time. And there's no max on how many chips you can use at one time. So if you use a chip on the return range by one of the direction your player, so you can use the chip either for or against your return, and it subtracts 1 from your opponent if you use it against your opponent, and it adds 1. Like Mcenroe, if he would use the chip, would be a 6 to 11. And if he took 1 away from Borg, he would be a 3 to 7. So let's get started here. Yeah, it's brand new from Plaay. It's a PDF version only, and it's only for the Christmas sale. So after Monday, it will no longer be available. So here we go. Let's see Borg's first serve. And it is a 5. So it is not an ace. It is not a double fault. So Mcenroe has a shot to return this serve. So between a 6 and a 10, he returns it. It's a 3, so he doesn't return it. So Borg gets the point. It's 15 love. Serve number 2 is a 7, which means Borg on a 7, since it's a service with a roll of a 7, and he does have the grass quality, and he also has it underlined, gets 2 chips. And he could use one of those chips if he wanted to right now to reduce Mcenroe's return. Matter of fact, if he wanted to, he could use all 3 and knock his range from a 6 to a 10 down to a 6 to a 7. But right now we won't do that. Let's see if Mcenroe can return it. It is a 9, so he does return it. And now it's Borg. Can he return that volley back? And he is a 3 to 8. And it is a 9, so Mcenroe wins that point. It's 15 all. How's it going, Paul? So here we go. Borg back to serve. It's a 5. It's not an ace, and it's not a double fault, so Mcenroe has a chance to return it. 6 to 10. It is an 8. Mcenroe returns it. Borg a 3 to an 8. Returns it back. It's an 8. Back to Mcenroe. 6 to 10. It's a 5. He doesn't. Borg gets the point. It's 30 to 15. Borg back to serve again. And it is a 6. So it's not an ace, and it's not a double fault. Mcenroe to return it. It is a 6. He does return it. 3 to 8 for Borg. It's a 10. He misses it into the net, and Mcenroe, we're all squared at 30 all. Here comes Borg. It's a 9. Mcenroe has a shot at returning this serve, and it is an 11. He misses. It's 40-30 Borg. Here we go, serving for the game. First game point. And we have a 3. So Mcenroe has a chance to return this, and Borg is going to use 2 of his chips here and knock Mcenroe down to a 6-8 to return this. And it is a 4. So Borg wins the game. Borg's up 1-0 on Mcenroe. Now it's Mcenroe's chance to serve. Mcenroe is a ace of a 9, a double fault of a 3. Here we go. The lefty's back to serve. What can he do here? It is a 9. And Johnny Mac, just like that, aces Borg. Here we go again. John back to serve. And it's an 8. So it's not an ace and it's not a double fault. Borg needs a 3 or an 3 to 8 to return it. It is a 7. And that means we will roll. When we won't roll, we'll look at the white dice. And it is a 4-hand. And of course, he does have that. So when a 7 is rolled on a return, the key quality that represents that roll, like I say, it was a 1, which is a 4-hand. If the returner has that quality, the returner returned the shot and earns a performance chip. So he gets a chip. And if it's underlined, he gets 2 chips. And let's see here. First of all, he doesn't have the 4-hand, does he? That's footwork. He doesn't have the 4-hand. Sorry about that. So he doesn't have it. So if the return player does not have the key quality that correspondent to the roll, it is considered a weak return, and the opponent gets an attempt at a winner. So John Mcenroe's winner is a 2 to 8. So but if he gets a 2 or an 8, he hits a winner. If he doesn't, it goes out and Borg gets the point. And it is a 10, so John doesn't hit a winner, and it's 15-all here in game number 2. Alrighty, here we go. Mcenroe back to serve, and it's a 4, so it's not a double fault, and it's not an ace. Borg with a 4, so he returns it. And that's a 10. Mcenroe gets it back over the net. And it's a 10, and Borg doesn't. He hits it just out. John Mcenroe's up 30 to 15. Back to serve again. And it's a 12. Again, it's not a double fault. Oh, that's right. It's a rare. 12 is on service unusual. We re-roll the dice. And it is a 10. Back-to-back double faults. So he gets 1 double fault, 2 double faults. It's 40-30. Mcenroe's coming unglued here, yelling at the ump that both balls is in. He's going half ballistic, but he's back to serve here. And we got our first break point. See what John can do here. It's a 10. He gets it over. But Borg has a chance to hit a nice shot here. It's a 6. He gets it back. Johnny Mac, can he put it over the net? It's a 5. He doesn't. And Borg wins the second game of the set. Borg's up 2-0 here early in the first set. He gets a break early. All righty. Again, Paul and Sports Time Machine, if you guys got the rules and all and see if I'm doing anything wrong, let me know. I appreciate it. And anybody else that's in the chat. So it's 2-0. Borg back to serve. It's a 5. Put these chips so I can see stuff better. So he gets it over the net. John with a chance to return it. He does with a 6. What can Borg do here? It's a 5. He gets her back across the net. It's got John on the run. A 7. And it is a black 5 endurance. John does have endurance, so he'll get a chip. Let's see here. If you have the quality, If the returner has the quality, they return the shot and earn a performance chip. 2 chips if the quality is underlined. If the returner doesn't, then the opponent gets a shot at a winner. So he hits it across the net, got himself a chip for it. Oh, okay, Paul. Like I say, if you do and you see anything I did wrong later on, just put it in the comments there. So John gets the ball back across the net with a nice shot. See what Borg can do here. It's a 9, and John gets the point. So it's love 15. Borg back to serve. It's a 10. John goes back to return it. It's a 9. He gets it across the net. It's got Borg on the run here. Nice return by John. It's a 7. And it is a 5. And endurance. And Borg's got endurance and it's underlined. So he gets to it and gets it back across the net with pretty good power. He gets 2 chips. And you might as well use some of them, because most you can have is 4, and that puts him at the limit. So he'll use the 2 he just got, and that will reduce Mcenroe's return down to a 6 to an 10 to a 6 to an 8. And Mac gets it back with a 7, and it is a 2. Does he have the backhand? Yes, he does. Gets 1 chip for that. And Johnny Mac's going to use 2 chips here and reduce Borg's chance of return it. It'll be a 3 to 6 for Borg to return it. And it's a 6, so Borg gets it back across the net. Both guys coming up with awesome shots. A hell of a volley here. Here comes Johnny Mac. It's 11. That ball barely goes out. It's 15 all here in game number 3. Here goes Borg. Back to serve. It's a 10. Johnny Mac, can he get it back across? It's a 7. And it is a black 2. He's got the backhand. He earns himself a chip. Gets it back across the net there. He's got Borg running back here on the baseline. And Borg with a 7. And his is a 6. Is Borg savvy? Yes, he is. He's just double savvy. And again, he can't have more than 4 chips. So he'll use 2 of them. He'll use the 2 he just got, and again reduce Mac to a 6 to an 8. And it's a 9. Borg wins the point, 30-15. Here we go. Borg with the serve. It's an 11. He double faults. I'm not 11. It's a 2. It gets added. He double faults. Gives John the point. We're square at 30 all. And this time it's a 7. And he does have the surface. It's on grass. So he earns 2 performance chips. And again, he's going to use those 2. And again, it'll be a 6 to an 8 for Mcenroe to return it. Now, that ball's all over the place. And again, John's unable to. So it's game point for Borg, 40-30 to go up 3 games to none. It's a 9. Mac can return it. And it is an 8. He gets it back. And he's going to use both of his chips here. He don't want to go down. He wants to get it to deuce. So it'll knock that down to a 3 to 6. And he gets it back. Good job by Borg. Here it goes. John thought he had a winner. He gets it back over with an 8. And Borg gets it back over. Nice volley here. Mac gets it back. Here comes Borg. Gets it back over with an 8. Back to John. Gets it over. No, he doesn't. Not with a 4. And Borg wins that game. Up 3 games to none. This is turning into a whitewash. All right. John has to win this. He can't go down 2 breaks. 3 games to nothing here. It's a 5. Nice serve. But Borg can return it. And it's a 3. He barely gets it over. John did some little serving volleys up at the net, trying to put it away. Gets a 6. Back it goes. And a 5. And Borg gets it back. Peppering him at the net. John gets it back here. Can Borg pass him at the net? A 7. And it is a 1. And Borg does not have the 4 hand. So John hits it into the net. John's up 15-love here in game number 4. Another unusual result on the serve. It's a 10 again. Back-to-back double faults. That puts Borg up 30-15. Johnny Mac is not pleased with these linemen here. And of course, the great crowd here on this grass court. If we all know what grass court this is, Wimbledon, you know how much Johnny just loves being over in London with these great linesmen. So he's down 30-15 in game number 4. Back-to-back double faults. A 3. Make that a 3rd double fault. This is crazy. John has come unglued, completely unglued. Now, Borg's got 2 break points here. Jeez, you Pete's. A 7. Nice job by John. And he'll get 2 chips, and he'll use both of them. He's got to get back in this game. That'll reduce Borg's down to a 3 to a 6. And it's a 4. He does get it back over. And it's an 11. And Borg wins this game 4 games to nothing. Jeez, you Pete. And like I say, Johnny Mac is just beside himself. Completely has lost it. Here we go. Game number 5. Borg up 4 games to none. And 2 breaks. That's an 8. He gets it over. Johnny Mac with a 7. And it is a 6. Is John savvy? Matter of fact, he's double savvy. He's got the underline quality. Nice job. A 3 to an 8. Borg gets it back over. A 6 he does. An 8, Mac gets it back. A 7, and it's a 3. Does he have the volley quality? Yes, he does. And Borg's going to use 2 of his chips here to reduce John down to a 6 and an 8. And John gets it over with a 7, and it is backhand. Does John have the backhand quality? Yes, he does. And he's going to use 2 chips. Try to get the first point here in game number 5. Nice volley going back and forth. 3 to 6 for Borg. It's a 5. He gets it back over. Good job. Mac gets a 7, and again it's savvy. And again he gets 2, and again he's going to reduce Borg down to a 3 to a 6. And this time he doesn't get it. Love 15. Great point by both players here. Okay, Borg back to serve. It's a 7. So he gets 2 chips, and again, he's just going to burn those 2 chips. And John's going to be a 6 to an 8 to return this great serve. And he does. Gets it back over. Good job by Mac. And Mac wins the point. Mac's up love 30 here in game number 5. So 5, decent serve by Borg. And again, Mac with a great return, a volley. He's got 2 chips. He'll reduce Borg down to a 3 and an 8 to a 3 to a 6. A 5, he gets it back over. Mac gets it back over, and again, it's a 7, and it is backhand. Mac's got, he'll use this 1 chip and knock him to a 3 to a 7, 3 to 7. Gets it back over. Mac barely gets it over. Borg's running up towards the net. Is there anything about rolling doubles? First double I had, I thought there was something about doubles. Let's see here. Player gets a winning shot. Sorry about this. Like I say, it's the first time I played, guys. I apologize. Anytime doubles are rolled, either on the return or on the serve, it represents a well executed. This will reduce the opponent's return range by 1 from the highest number on the next shot. Example, so it will reduce it by 1. It'll be a 3 to a 7. And it's a 7. And it is a 6. And he's savvy, so he's going to use those 2 chips and reduce John to a 6 and an 8. And he wins the point. It's 15-30. That was a nice volley. All righty, Borg back to serve. It's a 7. And again, he's going to use the 2 chips he would have earned because he's got grass and it's underlined to knock John from a 6-10 to a 6-8. And that paid off. It's all square, 30-30 here in game number 5. 10. See if John can get it back over. He gets doubles again. And it'll reduce Borg to a 3 and a 7. And it pays off. John with a break point here. Get back in this match. It's a 7. So he'll use 2 chips that he earns again. Knock John to a 6 and an 8. And we're tied at deuce. Borg back to serve. First game that's went to deuce. It's a 5. And it's doubles again. And John's going to use a chip. So that'll knock him down 2. And that'll make him a 3 and a 6. Because the doubles knocks him down to a 3 and a 7. Using that chip knocks him down to a 3 and a 6. 3 to 6. And it pays off. Advantage Mcenroe. First break point for Johnny Mac today. Let's see here. It's an 11. And that's an ace. Man, Borg comes up with an ace at the opportune time. Here's Johnny Mac. It's a doubles. I think that doubles only apply on the return. I don't think it doubles either on the serve or on the return. So doubles for Borg on that knocks John down to a 6 to 9. He'll use a chip, knock him down to a 6 to an 8. And he gets it back over and he gets doubles. So Borg is down to a 3 and a 7. And Johnny Mcenroe has the advantage again. Here we go. And he double faults. Oh my God, Borg double faults to give the game to Johnny Mac. Unbelievable. Now Borg, the Iceman, he doesn't say much. He just walks away. He's not like John. He's thinking to himself, maybe Mac's right about these linemen, but he keeps his mouth shut. He's up 4-1. John here now gets one of the breaks back. Back to serve. Here we go. Can Borg return it? It's an unusual result here on the return. First time we've had a return unusual result. It's a 7. Spectacular shot placement. Opponent must roll a 7 for the return. Again, 2 chips will successfully return. So Mac is going to use 2 chips if he doesn't get a 7 and return it. Gets an 8, so he uses his 2 chips to return it. Here comes Borg. And 8 barely gets it back over. Mac gets it back. Nice volley here. And a 10. Johnny Mac's up 15-love here in game number 6. And 8. It's not an ace. It's not a double fault. Here comes Borg on the return. It's a 9. Mac starting to find his groove, up 30-love here. It's a 7. So Mac gets 2 chips here. Nice job. It's a 3 to an 8 for Borg to return it. It's a 7, and it is a 4, which is footwork, and Borg has it. He gets 2 chips because footwork is underlined. Here comes Johnny Mac. Can he get to it? No, he can't. 30-15. John back to serve. Here comes that nice lefty serve. It's a 9 and an ace. A nice time for that. 40-15. 11. He gets the serve over. And Borg barely gets it back. John with a 7, and it's a backhand quality. He does have it. He's going to use 2 of his chips. Try to win this game. Reduce Borg to a 3 to a 6. And Borg gets to it. Man, give him credit. And a 7, and it is a 1. Does John have forehand? Yes, he does. And again, he'll use 2 chips this time. Knock him to a 3 and a 6. Again. And this time it pays off, and John wins the game. That's 2 games in a row for Mcenroe. It's 4-2. Borg back to serve here. Borg's got 4 chips here, so he'll probably use some. That's the most you're allowed to have. It's an 8, which is doubles, so he's reducing him by 1 for that. He'll use 2 chips, reducing by 3. So a 6 or a 7 is the only way John can get this serve back over. And he does with a 7. How about Mac? And he's savvy, gets 2 chips of his own. And Borg with a 7 and a 1. Does he have the forehand? No, he doesn't. So Johnny Mac gets the point. 0-15 here. It's a 9. See what John can do with this serve. It's unusual return. Rolled 12. Let's see what happens here. It's a 7. Spectacular shot. Opponent must roll a 7 for a return. And whoa, I just knocked a bunch of stuff over. And John's supposed to get 2 chips, but he already has 3. So he can't get no more than that. So Borg, like I say, has to get a 7 to get that. And he doesn't. Mac up. Love the 30. John trying to break Borg back-to-back service games here. And a 3 barely gets it over, almost double fault it. Mac gets it over. He's going to use 2 chips to reduce Borg to 6. And Borg gets to that ball and gets it back. John gets it back over. Borg doesn't. Look at this. Love 40. Triple break point. Mac all of a sudden has found his groove after going batshit crazy on these officials like he normally does. It brings the best out in him. Borg gets the serve over. Mac gets the return back. See how long this volley lasts, and it doesn't last long. Look at that. Johnny Mac breaks Borg for the second service game. Gets this game set back to 4 games to 3. Awesome job by the New Yorker. The old Swede, he's still cool as a cucumber. Here's Johnny Mac now serving with momentum. Has won the last 3 games here. He was down 4 games to none. Nice serve by John. But Borg's able to get it back. John rockets it back to Borg. He's got him on the run on the baseline. He's coming in to do some volleying. Oh, nice job by, let's see here, a 3. Does he have the volley? Yes, he does. Earns a chip. Gets the ball back over. But John's able to get to it. And Borg can't get to it. Max up. Love 15. Man, what a big momentum shift. And John gets another chip here. Rolling a 7 on the serve. He'll reduce Borg down to a 3 and a 6. See if he can get this a service winner. And he does. Good job by Mac. Love 30. Nice serve by Mcenroe. Got Borg on the defense. Borg comes up with a nice shot. He'll gets 2 chips, but he can only get 1, and he'll use one of them. He's got to get back in this game. Knocks John down to a 6 and an 8, 6 to 8. And no, Mac can't get to it. 15-30. And a nice ace by Mcenroe. 15-40. Can he do back-to-back aces? No, we got an unusual result on the serve. It's a 4. Ace. Serve seemingly out, but ruled in. Roll a die odd. Chair umpire overrules. Oh, if it's an odd, John's going to go batshit crazy. Here we go. It's odd, and Mac just goes crazy. Oh my gosh, I swear he had an ace. He knows these guys over here are out to get him. Here we go, 30-40. Will this have John unglued after he just got on a roll? It is a footwork on the serve, and he'll use both of those to knock Borg down to a 3 and a 6. And nice job. Mac wins the game. We're all even, 4 games apiece. What a change of events. Borg wins the first 4 games. Looks like he's going to steamroll Mcenroe. Now Max won the last 4 games. Close match, but not the way I thought it would be. Thought it'd be close back and forth. Thought it'd be hard for either one of them to break the serve. But that's not the case. Both players have broken each other twice. Double fault by Borg. Oh, hold on there. Wrong one. Mac gets the point. Okay. Another double fault. I guess they're making up for that bad call. Love 30. Borg gets it over this time with an ace. Now, he said the last 2 was in too, but they called those out. Borg's hitting the line or just off the line. Nice reserve here. Can Mac get it back? No, he can't. 30 all here in game number 9. Borg with a serve. Mac gets it back. Borg with a 7. And footwork. Does he have footwork? He sure does. How many does he get? He gets 2 chips. He'll use another one. He'll knock him down by 3. So a 6 or a 7 is the only way John can get this ball back over. And he doesn't. Borg's up 40-30. Nice serve by Borg. Mac with a 7. Does he have the forehand? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't, because it's not on grass. Borg wins the game. Now, if he breaks Mac, he's got the set here. Mcenroe back to serve. Serving to stay in this set. And we're going to call this a match too. We'll just do 1 set here. All right. Here comes John with his serve. And it's a 7. So does he have endurance? Yes, he does. He's going to use both. Well, he only gets 1 chip, but he'll use that chip he earned plus the 1. And he'll knock him to a 3 and a 6. And he gets it over. Borg's just tough, man. Mac doesn't. 15 love. Love 15. An 11. Mac gets it over. Borg doesn't. 15 all here in game number 10. Again, a nice serve by Johnny. And again, nice winner. Borg can't get it back over the net. 30-15. And then it's a 7, and it is a backhand. Does John have the backhand quality? Yes, he does. And Borg can't return that. It's 15-40. Here's the serve. He gets it over with the snake eyes. His double fault is a 3. He's going to use 2 chips here. Try to put this game away and even it all up at 5 games apiece. 3-6. Borg returns this serve. And he doesn't. We're all squared, 5 games apiece. Borg serving now. And it's a 7. And does Borg have the backhand quality? Yes, he does. Plus, he gets another chip for serving. So he'll use 2 of them. So again, 6-8. Mac gets it back. And he doesn't. 15 love. Uh-oh, we got an unusual serve. Result, it's a 9. Fault. Ball seemingly in but ruled out. Roll die odd. Chair umpire rules line. Overrules line judge and gets an ace. Watch this be an even. You know what's going to happen. It's even. He gets an ace. They just hate Mac. Mac's like, give me a break. Give me a break. How can everything go Borg's way? He's up 30 love here in game number 11. And he double faults. Johnny Mac arguing might have helped him out there. 30-15. Nice serve by Borg. And John can't get it back over. Borg with a nice winner there on the serve. And it is 40-15. And it is doubles. So we'll reduce that. And you know what? He's going to use one chip, reduce it by 2. So it'll be a 6-8. And it's a 5. And that's the game. 6 games to 5. So John has to serve to stay in this and force a tiebreaker. If Borg can break him, that's game, set, and match. Here we go. An 11 gets the serve over. It's an 8. So it's doubles. And I don't knock him down to a 6 and a 9. And no, Borg, love 15. That nice shot got it. Got a 5, so nice serve by Mac. It's a 7. And Borg's got the backhand. Gets it over. And again, John can't get to it. All of a sudden now, the Iceman Borg up love 30. John needs a big serve here. And it's a 7. And he's got the backhand quality. So he'll use 2 chips. He needs to get back in this game. A 3-6 for Borg. And he gets it with doubles. Gets it back over. And he's going to use one of his chips. Knock John down to a 6-8. And he gets it over. John fighting hard here. And Borg with a 7. A 6. Is he savvy? Yes, he is. He's double savvy with the underline. And Johnny Mac with a 7. And does he have the forehand? Yes, he has double forehand. He has an underline forehand. Oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't have the forehand because this is not on hard surface. So Borg, triple break point here to win the match. Mac's nice serve. We got an unusual return. It's a 4. Return obviously out. Oh my gosh. But ruled in. Point for returning player. Roll an dice odd. Chair umpire overrules the line judge. Point for opponent. So if this ain't odd, this match ends in big controversy. And it's even. Game, set, and match. Borg wins 7 games to 5. What a crazy match for the first one here today. Let me know what y'all think about this match and this game. Like saying, if y'all find anything I did wrong, please let me know. I played by the point-by-point way. Went 7 games to 5. Took about an hour. Like I say, first time having to check the rules and making sure I was doing things right. Hopefully I did. So, oh, one thing I might have missed. I don't think we had double sixes when double sixes are rolled on the unusual result chart at right. So I don't think I had any double sixes on the serve. I had a few doubles, but I don't think they was double sixes. If that was the case with the double sixes, then I missed that point. The other way you can use a chip is you can add to your return range. So you can use that chip before they serve the ball or return it over to you. You can increase your range. And you can also play a chip to attempt to take a winner shot, which I didn't try. So I'll have to try that maybe the next time you use your chip and go for a winner. Like Max a 2 to 8, and Borg is a 2 and then a 4 to 8. So he doesn't have the 3 like Mac does. We'll show you here on the card here. Borg's winners is a 2, 4, and 8. For Johnny Mac is a 2 to 8 on the winner. What did you think of the game, Paul? Did you like it? I know you said you bought it, but you haven't printed it yet. And anybody else in the chat, um, just leave me your comment here in the chat room. Let me know what you thought of the game. I thought it was pretty good. Next time I might do we can do the set. Instead of playing the whole set out, we can do the set portion, which you roll 2 dice. It gives you, let's see where the chart is here. Put this down here. The chart here, you roll 2 dice, you look at their qualities, you compare them, and if you get an advantage, it could be an even where it balances out, a small advantage, a moderate advantage, or a large advantage. And then you roll the dice again. Say like if it's even a 2 to 6, the lower seed leads the set. A 7 or higher, the higher seeded player would lead the set. It could go the whole way from being up 5 games to 1 to being 5-4, depending on the dice roll. And on a small advantage, the lower seeded player on a small advantage, the trailer only gets it from 3 to 5, and then on a moderate, trailing player only gets a 3 or 4, and then the only way on a large advantage the trailing player has a has an advantage is on a 3. So maybe we'll do that the next time. And then the tournament mode, there's only 16 in the all-time great set to do a tournament mode, so you could go right to there's early rounds, you could go right to the middle round since there's only 16. Yeah, exactly, Paul. Yep. Oh, Davis would be awesome. Yeah, Davis Cup, have teams. Yeah, that would be neat. And also like to do a variant with playing doubles. That'd be cool too. I don't know if I'm sure somebody's already out there thinking about that in the community, how to do doubles. And another thing I'm going to have to do, Paul, I'm going to have to get my friend Alan Shaw to come up with a nice mat for me. Yeah, give him a picture, see if he can come up with a mat. because I love my mats. Yeah, see what he can do. And I like using the phone for the score instead of the board here. I think the phone shows up pretty nice with keeping track of the score. You know, so I think it plays well. Like I say, 40 minutes to do a set, that wouldn't be bad. If you could do like you could play the first two sets if it's still tied up, or like I say, if the one player wins the first set and is ahead in the second set. Oh yeah, Al, he's great with these mats, man. I love him to death. Yeah, he's got talent, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he bought the game or not, since you don't have to worry about the postage over there. I know that kills you guys. Sure. He talks about that. I forget how much he paid to get that Stratomatic his wife got for him for his birthday, the football game, how much he had to pay in postage. I think it ended up being like the equivalent to like $80 over here. Mm. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to get off here and get myself something to eat. I want to thank Paul, Govier, and Sports Time Machine. We've had some other people stop in, but they haven't left any comments. Again, if you guys got the game and you go back and look at the rules and you see that I did something wrong, please let me know. It's the first time playing. I'm sure I made some mistakes. Like I say, I know if I rolled double sixes on the serve, I messed that up. It was supposed to, yeah, I did that once or twice. That's a 12. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I did do that right. So yeah, I'm thinking different here. I rolled double sixes on the serve and I rolled on the return. And anything I didn't do, I didn't use the performance chip to turn a regular return into a winner. I changed the range of the player. So, and a matter of fact, you can actually, instead of, one thing I messed up on is you can wait until you roll the dice and decide if you want to use the chip. You don't have to do it ahead of time like I did. It says can be played after the dice are rolled to save a failed return. So you can wait to see if the um, return failed before you even use the chip. So I did mess up there. Yeah. So I was using them beforehand, kind of like in History Maker Golf. You got to make your decision beforehand whether to use the chip or not. Oh, exactly, Paul. That's why I wanted to get it out there before Monday. Yep. Yeah, two games, like I say, yeah, that was 7-5 this game. Exactly. It could go on forever if you didn't use the tiebreaker, because I was going to use the tiebreaker just to finish it off. I agree with you. You could have some long, long, long games on here. That's for sure. If it was still 6-6, yeah, and you have to get the 8-6 to win it. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, it could be some long games. You could end up in the teens. Yeah, to get a game done, especially with these guys being so competitive now in the I think it's called the 20 the 2000 um All Stars. You would have some great players and some average players and not so good players, so it shouldn't come up that much, I would think. Yes, that 18-16. Yes, yeah, I think that was the longest match in the history of Wimbledon. Yeah. It lasted, I think, if I'm not mistaken, into the third day. Like I say, I could be mistaken. I know it lasted two, but I'm pretty sure it lasted like 3 days. Yeah, because back then of course, they was on the outer courts anyway. They didn't have lights out there or a roof back then. Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. We've been on here about an hour. Like I say, I want to thank y'all for stopping in. And again, if you like the game, head over to Plaay.com, and it's still available until Monday. You all have a great evening. Everybody over here in the States, Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. And again, I want to thank Paul Govier and Sports Time Machine for stopping by here at the match. Until next time, you all take care and have a great evening.